Hi, I'm Amelia, and I'm here with Scrapbook.com.
What are we doing today?
We're making some, what are they?
Are we doing some stenciling?
We are doing some stenciling.
Making some Christmas cards together?
Yeah.
What kind of Christmas cards should we make? Should we do that one? This is the Nordic sweater stencil from Scrapbook.com. And do you like this one? Yes. This is I think it's the prancing reindeer. That one's really fun too. Okay. So we're making some different Christmas cards and using stencils.
Yes.
Yes. So
can I help?
Now you have to say, let's get crafting.
Let's get crafting.
All right, so I'm going to be showing you some of the Scrapbook.com stencils and a few of their tools that I've used to do some stenciling today on some cards. So this first stencil that I'm using is the Prancing Reindeer stencil, and I think it's really super cute. Now I've got a few of these scraper tools from Scrapbook.com. This one that I'm showing you here has been around for a little while. It's really great for stenciling. It's got that nice wide surface that you can stencil, and they've just come out with this smaller tool. Now this has a little bit of felt on the bottom, so you can take this and actually go ahead and blend with it if you want to do some pops of color or if you want to do some alcohol inks. This one works really well. You can also take that little felt piece off, and then you're left with just a regular scraper tool like you saw me share with you just a second ago, and you can use that for stenciling with other mediums. So this one is a very versatile tool that you can use with all kinds of things. So they both are really handy to have in your tools for your crafting, and I'm going to show you kind of how you can use this one on stenciling first, and you'll also see me use the other one throughout the video as well. This felt piece is just a really sticky felt piece, and you can take it off, you can put it back on, and I've actually used this to stencil some chalk mousse with, and you'll see me do that here in a second. And I've used the felt, and I've just taken it to my sink and washed it with some warm soapy water, let it dry, and I'm going to be able to use it again. So it didn't affect the stickiness of the felt at all, and it just didn't affect the use of it. So you can use the felt with things like chalk mousse and other mediums. I think it's mostly meant to be used with alcohol inks and pops of color and mediums like that, but you can also use it with this chalk mousse. Excuse me. Now you can see I'm just kind of scooping out some of that chalk mousse. I'm putting it on top of my stencil. And I'm going to just kind of glob a lot right on the top there. And I'm going to take my little scraper tool and then just pull it down from the top. Now the felt on here is actually kind of nice. It doesn't leave a lot of really harsh lines or edges or anything. It's kind of just like taking a cloth and wiping it across your stencil, and it works really great. Now when I have it all spread out across my stencil, I have a little bit of extra on my tool. I just scrape that off with my spatula and I put it back into my little jar of chalk mousse to use again later. And like I mentioned, when I'm done using this tool, I just take all of my things over to the sink and wash it with some warm soapy water. So I wash my stencil and my spatula, and I wash this stenciling tool and the little felt piece as well. They just come clean and they work really great. What are you doing? Do you smell it?
Yeah, it's so good.
It smells good?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
Can I? Aww.
Let's put some up here on the top. And then,
can I do it?
can you take this scraper tool and just scrape it down?
Yeah.
Okay. We do it together.
Yeah.
Ooh, we gotta spread it out some more. Ah. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
popping up.
It is popping up. That's some texture, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks really cool.
Now, as you've noticed already, my daughter Amelia was my little helper making this video today, so she wanted to get in on some of the stenciling. She actually tells me she wants to be an artist someday, so she's always eager to get into all of these craft supplies, and I usually let my kids craft alongside me as long as I'm there to guide them and teach them how to use all of the tools and things, but they do a really great job. They love it, and it's something that you can do together with your kids and your family and get together and make lots of Christmas cards to send out. And they love making cards for grandma and grandpa, not just for Christmas, but all the time. So what Amelia is doing here is using this cute little reindeer face stencil and just putting some brown ink on there. We're making a few tags that we're going to be able to put onto gifts later in the year. And we want to, later on, when all of our backgrounds are dry, put a little red nose on these reindeers. So that was like the thing that Amelia was most looking forward to, and you'll see us do that at the end of the video. This stencil that I'm using is a slimline stencil, so this is perfectly sized for those slimline cards, but I'm actually going to use this background on an A2 size card. I'll show you at the end of the video what that looks like, but this is the Nordic sweater stencil, and I think it's one of my favorites. It just looks absolutely beautiful against that red background. I did get a few areas where it didn't stencil really clean. It kind of smudged underneath, but it doesn't show up too much, and I'm not too worried about it. Here are all of our backgrounds, all stenciled out and all dried, and we're going to just snap our fingers and have some cards finished here for me to show you.
Here we go. We've got some of our stenciled backgrounds all put together on some cards. I took a lot of those stenciled backgrounds. I just cut them down and put them on a card base. So here you can kind of see those textured prancing deer in the background. And I've used this die here from Scrapbook.com to cut out a sprig and the sentiment and stamped a little Merry Christmas there on the bottom. So that one's really cute. Here is that Nordic sweater. I think that's what it's called, the Nordic sweater stamp and stencil. It was a slimline stencil, but I've cut it down to put on the front of my A2 size card, and I used some of those pieces from this die to put over here for the sentiment. So I cut this out of white and red, and I put the red in here. I used the white pieces over here and then added the Merry Christmas. So I think that was really cute. Love how that one turned out. I think that stencil is one of my favorites. Now, I didn't show this on the video. I didn't show stenciling this Cozy Cottage stencils, but this is actually a layering stencil. So you stencil the first part, which I stenciled in white, and then you have a second stencil that you layer on top that you can stencil the windows in there, and I stenciled those in black, and then I added the sentiment. And here, of course, with our little ink blended tags, they're so cute. I just stamped a little sentiment, and I think it's a really fun way to make Christmas cards and tags for all your friends for the holidays. I tried to keep some really simple colors here. I'm going with craft and black and white and some red. And if you stick to the same colors, you can make cards that look like a set no matter how different they are, because they all coordinate even though they're different. They have all the same colors. Now for the part that I know Amelia has been dying to help us with, putting some of these red drops on our cards. So yeah, come on over. Come on over. We are going to put a little red nose on our reindeer, okay? Can I do this one and then you do that one?
Yes.
So we're just going to take some of this, squirt it out on his nose, and then we're going to let it dry. How cute is that? Okay, you do yours.
Okay.
Oh, that looks really great. You did a good
Now,
job.
can we do this one?
Look at that. Perfect red nose on that reindeer. And if you want them to level out a little bit more, you can just tap them from behind. And then I'm just going to slide these to the side and let them dry. Now, I'm going to want you to put a red dot right on this reindeer's nose. Just a little red nose on him. A little dot.
We just want one reindeer to be Rudolph. How's that? Isn't that cute? We're going to put that over there. Say, hey.
Hi.
Hey. Thank you for joining us today in our video. We're making some Christmas cards, doing some really fun stenciling, and we love how these turned out, don't we? Which one's your favorite? I like these little tags. Amelia did.
One?
Yeah, but it's wet. You have to remember it's wet. Okay. Amelia did one of the little red noses. How fun is that?
Good.
And how easy to put little tags together for all of your gifts.
Can I decorate one?
Yeah, let's do some more decorating.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say goodbye to everyone?